Welcome. Good to see everyone here. What an exciting win for our program. Our guys came out and just battled and competed, and it big numbers in the first half. Just both offenses were clicking. The ball was being thrown around. Every light bulb in the scoreboard was being lit up, it seemed, that first half. But things settled down a little bit in the second half. I love how our defense stepped up at opportune times and made plays and defended an outstanding offense in Fresno State. And I think the constant was our offense continually drove the ball. We ate some clock time up. Nice balance, adding a little. The run game was important to be able to be successful in that, to just not live in the passing world. I was excited about that. I was excited to do the onside kick. I thought the way things were going, definitely it becomes a matter of possessions in a battle of two offenses that are constantly scoring, and it was executed to perfection. It was great when Harrison, the surprise onside, we call it, and you kick it up the middle, and Harrison recovered it, and a senior, he'll always remember that. A key part of the football game to gain that extra possession. I thought Keith Smith had a great interception. I think this game came down to a few different possessions and are adding the extra possessions for the Spartans, perhaps the onside kick and Keith's interception. Those were big, but proud of the guys. I thought David just had a lights-out football game. He was throwing the ball. He was on the money. Guys were making plays, receiving the ball. Tyler Winston, Kyle Nunn, Chandler Jones, Thomas Tucker, just guys, Billy Freeman. Guys were making big plays, big catches. And so I just was proud of all three phases, offensively and special teams, and then defensively. Even though we gave up some big numbers, that's a pretty darn good offense in Fresno State. That quarterback's thrown 38 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. So to be able to stop him at some key times was big, and that really was probably the difference in the football game. But so proud. Our guys came out and played hard, and we wanted to send the seniors off victoriously in their final game in Spartan Stadium. We wanted to get that 6th win to become bowl eligible, and we set a goal to do that, and we came out and achieved it. So really exciting day for San Jose State football and San Jose State. I think it was interesting is 2 of our last 3 weeks, we've had some really tough losses, as tough as I've been around in coaching and playing this game. Just tough losses, and the key is to not let it knock you down. You've got to be able to bounce back up. And our guys, even though we had 3 tough games in a row there, our guys still maintained the focus, and we understood that the ship can be righted if we can get a win here this last week. And we gave the seniors opportunity to speak last night at the hotel and just share their stories and share what it would mean to beat our rival, Fresno State. And I think that just ingrains in our players how important it is to get this win. And maybe it's that little difference. They say water boils at 211 degrees, but at 210 it's liquid, but 211 it becomes a gas form. That 1 degree difference, and men, maybe that 1 degree difference of effort might be the difference in the outcome in our game Friday versus Fresno. And I think guys just played, and there was enthusiasm, excitement. It was fun to be a part of. I didn't. At halftime, we strategized. We talked offense, what we need to keep doing. I was able to talk with the defensive coaches about how we can change some things up. And then when I came out of halftime, it came down from the box. They had thought Terry Malley, arena football arena football comes down to possessions oftenly, and it was a possession game. And he just mentioned it. Something to think about is the surprise onside. And I said, let's do it. Let's do it right here. When we came back on the field at halftime. And so we hadn't talked about it, and I think it came to him, and he mentioned it. And, my reasoning for go ahead and calling it was, hey, they were pretty much moving the ball as it was. And so whether we give them a short field or a long field, they were having a lot of success. So let's roll the dice, and let's see if we can surprise onside. And I've been there. I've seen us execute it in practice nice, and Harrison kicked a beautiful ball. It just traveled over 10, and he was able to slide down and get it. And that got us back in the ahead of the possession meter, if you will, of having that extra possession. Because the way things are going in the first half, unless you turned it over, both offenses seem to be scoring constantly.
When you're on the sideline during that first half, as you're trying to stop Fresno State, there's one part of you, but another part of you, just as a football man, can you step back a little bit and think, this is just unbelievable how this is going, kind of almost in a fan's perspective?
I did. I did have that moment of appreciation. It's all the while you get frustrated that what they're doing is what they're doing, but it was a Wild West shootout here in Spartan Stadium today, and high scoring. I just the end of halftime, you could have numbers as if it was the end of a game, and it's only halftime. And it seemed like first half went for a long time. It went on, but it was just two offensive football teams executing at a high level. I think that's what happened, and it's going to come down to either possessions or who can stop who the one time or the few times. And just proud of our guys stepping it up and being able to stop them and be able to carry out the win.
How important do you think it was to shorten the second half and not try to keep that frenetic pace up and maybe shorten the number of possessions?
Well, I don't know the numbers, but it felt like we ran the ball a little better and we kept possession time a little more than Fresno State. And as long as you keep Carr off the field, that's a good thing for the opposing team because he is so good. He does such a good job. He's got a great group of wide receivers, Adams and Burse. I mean, those guys put up big, productive numbers. So the offense being able to move the ball and get those first downs, that was big, and frustrate them. I'm sure they had their moments of frustration, how we kept converting, we kept responding to their touchdowns to stay in the game. And they're not used to that. They've blown some teams out here the last couple weeks, and so our guys just kept competing and didn't back down and didn't blink.
Did you also have to give your defense a little boost talk at halftime after that? I mean, that was another.
Yeah, I think we came out and played better football and defensively in the second half and stopping them on downs once or twice, the turnover. But that was the thing at halftime. Guys, we're at times we're in the right place, we're in the right spot, whether it's wrapping up and making the tackle or making the pass deflection. We're right there. So you gotta keep continuing, keep knocking on that door, and it's going to open. And there were times some pass deflections and some key stops that were really instrumental.
The last 2 weeks, you guys played two entertaining games, national TV. What kind of a message do you think this sends to the bowl folks that are?
I tell you, what an exciting football team that whoever invites San Jose State is going to get an exciting, high-scoring offense football team that plays hard, plays in exciting games. And, several of you look at our schedule, our non-conference games, a lot of them are bowl teams. 3 of the 4 teams we played. Minnesota's going to a bowl. Last time I checked, Stanford is really good. And Navy as well. So those are all good teams. And our conference, we finished strong with a 5-3 record. We would have liked it to have been stronger. But I think we're sending a message, hey, we can go toe-to-toe with a lot of people, and we can compete. And I like that it was on a national stage, and people got to see what San Jose State football is all about. And we had our backs to the wall. And we needed to win that game, and our guys stepped up, and they got it done and got the win. I feel really good about it because we're a 5-3 team in conference, so we're not 4-4 or 500 or less. We've played a challenging schedule: the Minnesota, Stanford, and Navy, 3 bowl teams, and we're an exciting team. And I think that's a big part of bowl games. They want to have exciting teams. They want to have a lot of interest. They like high scoring. They like quarterbacks with big names. All those things. I think it should all piece together where San Jose State's an attractive team to go postseason. I'm with you on that. Now didn't say the same after Wyoming. It was a really good game, but last week when he was 42 of 56 and just put up some great numbers, that was an impressive game by a quarterback. And then to come out today, and I mean he was on the money. He was David was 37 of 45 for 547 yards, 6 touchdowns passing, and I think he ran for another touchdown in there too. So that's just a great way for David to go out regular season as a Spartan, and he just I'm impressed. And the guys around him stepped up. The Chandler Jones and Tyler Winstons. Let's not forget the offensive line. Did a really good job protecting. When they got to David, it was often from a blitz situation where they brought an extra guy. We had 5 blockers, they bring 6, and David often got the ball back. I don't remember sacks today. It seemed like we did a pretty good job getting rid of the ball or protecting David Fales.
Did you have a favorite throw of yours today? Did anyone stand out?
There were several. I want to say he hit. I think he hit in the end zone. Well, he had 3 touchdowns in the first half to Chandler Jones, and I thought the one down on our side on that end zone, just a beautiful throw, beautifully executed play, and that was big. The last one, the last one. I think that was the last one before half. And that was big that we got that momentum and we left 18 seconds left on the clock for them. It was almost too much time left on them, crazy as it is, as good as they are, but our guys did a good job executing it.
You thought about the long-term, what benefits of what this win could mean? I mean, if you can get back to another bowl game, you can win another bowl game, you knock off the rival, keep them out of the BCS. Have you thought about any of that?
Well, it's huge. You go back 2 years ago when San Jose went to Fresno and had a big win, and some people around the program thought that win, that energy from that game helped catapult the successful 2012 season. And you look at this win and the energy in our locker room and the young men, there's a lot of excitement and enthusiasm. That will carry over. That will carry over in the bowl, the offseason, how important it is, the attention to detail, how important that is, execution, do your job, 11-man football, all those phrases we as coaches say a lot. I think it's understood. Hey, this is why we do it, and this is why we make you do, in a football physical standpoint. Sometimes make you do what you don't want to do to be who you want to be as far as a football team. Whether it's the extra running, conditioning, all those types of things. I think this could have a lot of carryover.
David, because he gets obviously overshadowed a little bit by Derek Carr all year in Mountain West. You think maybe he showed not exactly top river either?
Right. He came out, and it was a battle, a duo between those two quarterbacks, and David just I think, though, he knows that you can't make it personal. Sometimes if you make it personal, you get too caught up in it. You just got to do your job, and you just got to execute to the best of your ability. And so while maybe that was an undertone that was always there, I just know he's played so well the last few weeks, regardless of who the opposing quarterback was. He's a competitor. He wants to succeed. He wants to have success, and he executed well.
Where does this game rank in the football games you've been a part of?
Oh, this is right up there as a head coach. This is right up there in my top. You got to say top couple games. This is my favorite win at San Jose State, and this is definitely up there. To beat a rival, to beat a top 20 ranked team, to do it in the stadium. I thought there was some great energy in the crowd when they're singing San Jose when we're going off at halftime. Sense of pride in the community, a sense of pride with our university, and that was really exciting to be a part of. And so, it ranks right up there at the top of funnest games that I've ever coached in, most definitely.
Did you think, on the last fourth one, did you think about punting, or that was kind of symptomatic of the way you wanted to
I just felt like game over if we can get that first down. Game over, and sometimes you gotta go for it. And if we punt it, we're giving them the ball, we're giving them time, and the way the ball is being thrown around overall today, maybe a 20, 30-yard difference is not. Maybe that's 2 plays. Maybe that's 15 seconds. So I thought we just had to go for the win and go for that first down. And so proud of our guys up front to get it, and to be able to kneel at the end of the game was really fun to be a part of that.
Keith Smith has been the heart and soul of the defense. How big is it that he got the interception in the fourth quarter?
That was huge. If I had seen that earlier in Keith's career, he might have been a tight end or a running back going out catching balls. But Keith, great catch. He went up and got it at the highest point. He showed off a high vertical jump when he made that catch. But Keith's in the room, so that's why some of you guys are here. But what a great catch. That was a huge play. Again, I think this game came down to possessions. The turnover that Keith got in the fourth quarter was huge, and then getting that extra possession from the onside kick, and those two possessions might have been the difference in this game. And so, yeah, definitely.
And then Benet Winwick was looking a little sick on the sideline. Was he 100% going to this game?
He wasn't. We had to spell him and take him out a few series, and he wasn't good to go a couple series. So it's interesting. The last game of the year, you see guys in there playing that just hadn't played much over the course of the year. Christian Hill was playing defensive line. I don't think this is his first reps, I think, that he's played during the season. We were digging down deep as a team of getting guys out there, and that happens game 12 over the course of a football season. But I'm proud the guys stepped up, they made plays, and the saying is, I'll get ready and then my opportunity comes, not I'll get ready once my opportunity comes. And our guys were ready, and we ended up executing and playing well.
These guys played like they didn't want this to be the last week. How disappointed will you be if it is their last?
Well, Mark, that's one thing out of my control, but they did play like they wanted to keep. We've got a great group of kids, young men, and they want to keep the journey going. They want to keep playing. They want to go on and play another game. They want to practice. They want to do all those things that teams do. It's the stories you share. It's the camaraderie. And they want this season, it's we, really, all of us want this season to continue on because there's so much respect, I think, from the coaches to the players and the camaraderie they have, our seniors, all that they've invested in this program, the time, effort, and energy. And they came through, they answered the call. And so you hope that, the Bulls step up and see, hey, San Jose State, Spartan football, what an attractive offer to have that team come to town. And let's invite them. Let's get them in our bowl. Okay.
One more question. Anybody else? Okay, good coach.
Okay, thank you.